So the two relegation finals in the Dominic Smith Electrical Senior Football Championship take place at the weekend, and the first one is on Friday night between St James and Horswood in Belfield at 8 o'clock. And we're going to get Billy's thoughts briefly on this game.
Yes, St James against Horswood, a tough ask for any team to be playing relegation, as I only know so well. So much at stake. Horswood have been through it before a few years ago, and they'll know what to expect. They've had a few injuries. They had a good win against Sarsfields before losing their last match, but I think St James will still be disappointed with their performance against Bunclody. It was a Bunclody, I think, the last time, and I just think St James will be too strong in a close contest.
And I'm going to give the nod to St James as well. I think when St James are on song, there's a match for anyone in the championship, and they do seem to blow hot and cold. But I think if they can turn it on against Horswood, I'll tip them. And the second relegation final then is on Saturday at 12:15 in O'Kennedy Park in New Ross, and it's between the Feathered and the Sarsfields. So Noel, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, the Sarsfields are the relegation final specialists, and you'd be mad in the head to back against them in this one, or in any relegation game, to be honest, because they just seem to pull it out of the fire when it comes to the crunch. Like, different venues, different nighttime, daytime, they just seem to have a habit of doing it. Like, Feathered, now, to be fair to them, have been probably the unluckiest team going. The preliminary quarter-final, sure, when you look back at it, you see they slow down. You know, they were robbed of a goal against Lambarntown, and that could have seen them through. And the thing is, if they had won that game, they could have kicked on, because they have a great bunch of players too. You know, Joe Sutton, John Tubbard, Keane Byrne, Kevin Rowe, Richie Waters that day. I think, like, it looked like he had broken his arm, or hurt his arm badly, and in the act of going off the field, he hit a fella a shoulder with his other arm and went off the field, and then 20 minutes later he came back on again. Like, so that's the sort of thing you'll need in a relegation final. Listen, I think both teams have been unlucky in the championship. They've both played well in their matches, but they just haven't had to look at the run of the green to get over the line in their games. I'm just going to give it to Feathered just by 2 or 3 points. I just think that, they were so unlucky against Lambarntown. Like, as I said, Sarsfields were also unlucky, but for me, Feathered by 2 or 3 points in this game.
And just a small piece of information which people might find interesting: Castletown are the longest team with an unbroken record in senior, and I think Feathered and the Sarsfields are second and third. The Sarsfields winning intermediate in 79 and Feathered winning it in 93, I think. So, both teams with a proud history of football. I'm just going to tip Feathered as well. They were in a group with Gusron and the Shelmaliers, and the two of them are in the county final. And Feathered weren't that very far off of those two teams when they played them in the group stages. So I'm going to go with Feathered as well.